Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Claremont Motorsports Park for a night of Friday night racing here at Claremont. My name is Kevin Bazan, and I'm joined here with my good friend. We welcome back to Claremont Motorsports Park. Mr. Dave Sutherland will be joining me tonight for a night of racing. And Dave, we have a couple of great features to bring to the crowd tonight here at Claremont.
Yes, we do, and double features for the Avery Insurance six-shooters will be the top of the card. Good field of modifieds. The Outlaws make an appearance tonight, and the Pure Stocks will be going at it tooth and nail. So it should be a good night of racing, and we certainly hope you all enjoy it. Nice to have you here. It's an absolutely best Friday night we've seen in a long, long time. The fact is I was supposed to be here at the beginning of the year, and every one of the times it got rained out. So my apologies to you for having all those rainouts. It's obviously my fault.
Yeah, it's definitely your fault, Dave, definitely. Actually, yeah, tonight is a makeup event, a makeup night of racing here at Claremont for last Friday night when it again rained. We're glad that you were able to come out to the park tonight, Claremont Motorsports Park, for a night of racing. We're really excited about what we have here tonight. We've got the modifieds in the pits as well as the six-shooters. It will be double features for the six-shooters tonight, Pure Stocks and Outlaws. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, would you all rise as we take a look into turns 1 and 2 and take off your hats and be ready for our national anthem. Tonight we welcome our guest race conductor, race director, Craig Smith, up here on the tower with us tonight. Our flag man is Chris Horton. He is down on the flag stand. Coming up, we have our heat races for this evening, including the A-Stec Tire and Auto Modifieds. We'll do time trials for them, the Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws, and also the La Valley Pure Stocks. But first out, we have the Avery Insurance six-shooters. Dave, we have a night of 2 six-shooter races here at Claremont Motorsports Park. I know you weren't here the last time that they raced, but boy, did they put on a great show here at Claremont. And they are figuring out this track and really putting on a good show every time they hit this 1/3 mile here at Claremont.
And this week's Avery Insurance six-shooter event will be Vermont versus New Hampshire. We've got an equal number of Vermont drivers and New Hampshire drivers, so we'll see who's up for grabs. That's going to be a little battle within the battle. We expect to see them roll down here any second. Here comes the pace truck, so they should be right on his tail. And here we go. Yep. Rolling out.
Here we go. The pace car is actually courtesy of McGee Toyota right here in Claremont. We appreciate their help when it comes to racing here at Claremont Motorsports Park here in 2023. So we have Steve Miller on the inside in row number 1, and to his outside, it's his son, Steve Miller Jr. in the 79. So you got the Space Cowboy and you got the Gangster of Love right there in the front row. Trevor Young in the 37, Robert Shaw in the 07S, and then in row number 3, it's Chooch Snide in the 12S, and Ethan Mayette is in the 40 tonight. Will be on the outside of row number 3. When it comes to heat races here at Claremont, we do 8 laps. 8 laps as Chris Horton gets them all set and ready to go. Our pace car will leave the track this time around. The next time they come by, we'll be racing here again for 8 laps. Space Cowboy Steve Miller out of Grantham, New Hampshire in the Milne Travel Harpoon Brewery 6-shooter is on the inside, looks for the green in the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone. Green is in the air. And here we go. So Steve Miller, again in the silver 69, and his son Steve Miller Jr. in the 79 on the outside, takes a spot right behind Dad. Looks for a spot on the inside to pass Dad on lap number 1. That's not going to happen. Right behind, it's Robert Shaw and the 07S, and also the 37 of Trevor Young. Trevor Young getting a podium the last time we were here at Claremont Motorsports Park. Right now we've got 4 6-shooters separating from the rest of the field, the other 2 6-shooters in this heat race. And Dad keeps out front. Space Cowboy Steve Miller going into turns 3 and 4. We're going to keep an eye on Robert Shaw, who's got the Gangster of Love in his sights. Waiting for the Gangster of Love to make a mistake, maybe make a move on the inside this time around as they head down the back stretch. Halfway through this time by in our 8-lap heat race here at Claremont. Dad's out in front, Steve Miller, as they go down the back stretch. And the Gangster of Love, he's looking for Dad to make a mistake, and he can probably make that pass. Here we go with Robert Shaw. Able to get the Gangster of Love a little loose there. Robert Shaw now on the inside of Junior. A little burst of speed into 3 and 4. Now on the inside. A little push there. Robert Shaw is going to be able to take that lap in second. 2 to go, 2 to go. And there's a lot of pushing and shoving between Shaw and Steve Miller Jr. now. White flag being flown by Chris Horton. Dad's out in front. Steve Miller, Robert Shaw, Steve Miller Jr., and right behind, waiting for everybody to make a mistake, Trevor Young in the white 37. Dad's going to take this heat race. He brings home the checkers. Steve Miller, Robert Shaw, Steve Miller Jr., and then Trevor Young, our 4th place car, as we keep an eye on. Steve Miller Jr. does not like what happened out there during those 8 laps there, Dave. Didn't like it one bit.
I think there's going to be an interesting twin features coming up. If they're going to be bumping and thumping like that just in the qualifier, they're going to be going at it a little bit harder probably in the main event. Speaking of events, up next, the La Valley Building Supply Pure Stocks. Ready to go at it. 14 strong, 2 heats rolling out behind your McGee pace car. Here they come. In the 76 on the pin, that'll be Zachary Cooper out of Springfield, Vermont. Flanked on the outside by Chris Chambers, our former champion from Chelsea, Vermont. Keegan Tabor from Randolph, Vermont, next on the grid in the 74. The 78 is Chris Conroy from Newport, New Hampshire. And Chooch Snide will be next on the grid out of Springfield, Vermont. In the 38 will be Jim Rhodes. The 78, Andrea St. Amour drives the 20 from Chelsea, Vermont. Colton Martin will be out in the 4.
Well, Dave, will be interesting to see Colton Martin starting in the back of this field. Colton Martin last week having a rough Saturday night at Monadnock Speedway. I know he's looking to get back out there and get back to the top as the pace car from McGee Toyota heads down pit road. Let's go.
Head for the 603 Metalworks restart zone. Green is out. Here they go. On the outside, Andrea St. Amour puts a pedal to it and takes him off of turn 2 down the backstretch. Andrea St. Amour. Chris Conroy runs second in the 74, going third right now. Keegan Tabor all the way up to 5th place out of the back. Colton Martin. Andrea St. Amour is going to lead them all the way here. A little battle for 2nd spot. The 78 on the outside, Chris Conroy. The 74 of Tabor on the inside coming off of turn 4. Conroy holds on to the 2nd spot. Chris Chambers is up to 4th. Colton Martin running 5th with the rest of the field behind him. The battle for 2nd spot still. Conroy on the outside, looking in, can't do it. The 74, Keegan Tabor, not able to make the move. Now tries to sneak up off of turn 2. Got a good spot. Can they stay in there? She looks inside, but this time Conroy drops down and slams the door. We're halfway to this one. Now, Tabor has gotten the inside line on Conroy coming off of 2. Had him lined up the last time. Drag race into turn 3. Down low, it's Tabor. Up high, it's Conroy off the corner. Battle for 2nd to the line. Tabor, Conroy, Chambers way out in front. Andrea St. Amour. Andrea's gone to a new zip code, and now the 74 of Tabor has stretched out the 2nd spot. Conroy drops to 3rd. Chris Chambers moves up to 4th. Colton Martin not making up any ground. Chambers tried to take the 78 here with just 1 lap left as they cross the stripe. Andrea takes it. Tabor 2nd. Conroy, Chambers, and Colton Martin. Let's see if they settle in. There's a chance for 1 more spot. Chambers trying to wind it up, can't do it. Andrea St. Amour will take the win. 2nd goes to Keegan Tabor, Chris Conroy, Chris Chambers, and Colton Martin round out the top 5 in this first qualifier.
Well, Dave, I tell you something, and I'm going to mention this tomorrow morning during our racing show on the radio, but Andrea St. Amour impresses the heck out of me. She is a really talented driver right there at the green. She didn't freak out when Keegan Tabor went to the inside and tried to steal that green from her, and was able to lead and really do a really strong 8 laps here at Claremont tonight. Remember last Saturday she came in 3rd and had the podium finish down the street at Monadnock.
Had a good run there. Just beat out, I think, in the mix with Carlos Grenier and Cody Sabins.
That's right.
Speaking of Cody Sabins, we'll take a look at the lineup here. It's Sean Lantis out in the 8 car out of Newport, New Hampshire on your pole. Then it's Carlos Grenier from Charlestown in the 1 New Hampshire going 2nd. 3rd, Chris Bingham out of Charlestown in the 43. Aiden White from Claremont goes 4th in car 5. Cage Dillingham from Windsor in the 41. Colton Hull from Fairleigh, Vermont in the 24. And Cody Sabins, our Windsor driver, in the 36, starts scratch.
Cody Sabins ended up winning the last pure stock race here at Claremont Motorsports Park 2 Fridays ago. And again, as you mentioned, Dave, came in 2nd last Saturday night down the road at Monadnock. So we'll say that 36, that white Acura is fast. He's got it dialed in.
McGee Toyota pulls off. Here they come into the 603 Metalworks restart zone. On the green, on the gas, and on the go. Looking inside. Tried to make a move there. Chris Bingham got shuffled back to 4th place in the process. And out in front quickly, it's Carlos Grenier. Bingham falls back fast. Grenier on top. Lantis running in 2nd spot. 3rd place, the 5 car. Quickly up there is Aiden White. Aiden White runs 3rd, the 24. That's Colton Hall. He's make a challenge for 3rd, going into 3, doesn't work. Coming down to complete lap 2. It'll be Carlos Grenier. Grenier with Lantis, duking it out with the 5 of Aiden White. Grenier White trying to stick his nose in there in the 24, Colton Hull. He finds some daylight, moves into 3rd. Grenier, now Hull dives into turn 1. Off turn 2, he's got second spot. Pushes Landis back to third. Cody Sabins from the back of the field moves into third spot now. Landis pushed back some more. Gets beaten into by the 5 of White. White and Landis duking it out for fourth place. This time, White's able to just ride on by. Here comes the battle for the lead. Carlos Grenier's got a challenge in the 24 of Colton Hall, and he's on his way. Cody Sabins moving into second spot as they go into 1. Hall, Sabins, Grenier, Aiden White. Back in 5th place now, the 41 of Dillingham. 2 to go. This one's not over yet. Cody Sabin setting that car up, trying to make a move on the 24. Colton Hall looking for the checkered flag. Here they come. Off turn 4. Colton Hall has 1 lap to go. Hall, Sabins, Grenier, and Aiden White. Battle's going to be for 3rd place. Grenier's trying to hold the low line and hold the 3rd. White goes high on the outside. Coming off of turn 4, looking at the checkered flag. Here it is. Colton Hall, Cody Sabins, Aiden White, Carlos Grenier, and the 41 of Gage Dillingham round out the top 5 in the second of our La Valley Building Supply Pure Stock qualifiers.
Yeah, how about that? The number 24, pretty fast, and Cody Sabins coming from way in the back to grab the second spot there in that 8-lap heat race here for the Pure Stocks, the La Valley Pure Stocks here at Claremont. By the way, if you are looking for a fast Pure Stock, that Pure Stock from Colton Hall, the number 24, is for sale right now. He's looking to move up and perhaps do a little dabbling in mini stocks. So the opportunity is out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now the State Farm Outlaws. And first out, your hometown favorite out of Claremont, New Hampshire, Tyler Lescord in the number 15. To his outside will be Ben Poland out of Charlestown, New Hampshire in the 00. The winner 2 Fridays ago, that is Guy Karen out of Leominster, New Hampshire in the 8 car. The number 25 is Dallas Trombley out of Rutland, Vermont. And then bringing up the rear will be Claremont once again, Travis Cass in the number 32. Tyler Lescord was unable to finish our 50-lap outlaw race 2 Friday nights ago, but he was able to get that machine back running. The Vermont Steelcraft Scruffs Construction Outlaw. And we'll see how Mr. Lescord does here tonight. Of course, he's got a bunch of fast outlaws beside him and also behind him. Lights are out in the McGee Toyota, our pace car here at Claremont Motorsports Park. Again, it's 8 laps for these heat races. And Tyler Lescord approaching the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone. The green flag is in the air. Ben Poland a little loose, but is able to get out in front in 1 and 2 to power down the back stretch. Guy Karen thinking about going the inside on Lescord. He has second thoughts about that. It'll be Ben Poland out in front, Lescord and Karen for that first lap. Now Karen on the inside of Lescord and able to get away. Now Karen's going to try to catch on up to Ben Poland. Fast outlaw here as the 25 is off the track. Took turn number 4 a little too wild. And you can't park there. That's going to bring out a caution on lap number 2. The number 25, Dallas Trombley out of Rutland, Vermont, joining us tonight for some Brody Ledoux State Farm action.
Looks like he might have had a little time on the dirt over at the other side over
in Vermont.
Because he did a pretty good job of dirt tracking his way off of turn 4 before he got it turned around.
All right, our pace car is back out in front. Won't be too hard to line up this field this time around. We'll see if they end up giving the 25 a lap or two, and looks like the 25 is trying to come on back out and join us. Can't make a decision. Are you going to come back? Looks like they are. All right. Lights are still on, and Mr. Horton says line them up this time around. Lights will be out in the McGee Toyota pace car. We'll see how Mr. Trombley does as we go green. So this time it's Ben Poland on the inside, and Guy Karen, our winner 2 weeks ago, on the outside. Here they go to the 603 Metalworks and Collision restart zone. Green flag is in the air. Wow, Poland runs Karen up pretty close to the wall there, heading toward the start-finish line. Karen goes to the inside now on the back stretch. Able to find a spot to sneak in 3 and 4. There's a little bit of room there. Oh, Poland shuts the door as they cross the start-finish line. Poland trying to stay out in front. He is quite the competitor here at Claremont, always has been. But Guy Karen certainly no slouch of his own. He's not going to give up. Doesn't matter if it's a heat race or a feature race. 2 laps to go. And now the white flag is in the air. Poland holding on. Holding on, coming down the back stretch. Take a look at this as they go into 3 and 4. Enough room for Karen? Not quite. Ben Poland taking the checkers. Karen will be second. Les Corda will be third. The 25 of Dallas Trombley. And then Travis Cass in the 32. That is one of 2 heat races here tonight, here at Claremont Motorsports Park. Our second heat race coming right up. And remember, the Outlaws, the Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws, are going to be racing for 30 laps in just a little bit in our feature here. Our pace car holding the next heat race competitors for just a bit. And it looks like now they're going to be able to come out. And leading them out of Windsor, Vermont, Steve Bly in the 10 tonight. To his outside, joining us for the second time this year at Claremont Motorsports Park, it's Thomas Smithers, and all of our Simpsons fans out there. Smithers, the 4th. He'll be to the outside. Max Bergstrom out of Claremont, New Hampshire in the 3X. Followed by Judge Joe Brown out of Claremont, New Hampshire in the 51. Dustin Lacusos out of Claremont, New Hampshire in the 99. And then our friend from Richmond, New Hampshire, making the trip up to Claremont tonight, Mr. Leighton Lutz, is in the 7 car tonight. Chris Horton says double them up this time by. And we'll soon see who will be joining Poland and also Karen up in the front row for the feature. Green flag is in the air. Oh, Joe Brown going to the inside of Smithers and trying to catch up now to Bly. Bly in the 10. Coming around towards the start-finish line as they start to stretch out a little bit here. Joe Brown behind Bly. And then Smithers, followed by the 99. Bly out in front. Brown catching up in 3 and 4. Getting real close in 3 and 4. We'll see how Brown sizes up Bly this time by, coming down the back stretch. And we have a spin, the 3, spinning right here in front of us, right in front of Chris Horton. So that's Max Bergstrom from Claremont spinning right in the front stretch here. That's going to bring out our caution flag. We're 3 laps in officially. See if Bergstrom can fire up that Outlaw and join the rest of the field. In the meantime, if you haven't had dinner yet, you haven't had supper yet, head on over to our meal area. We also have Kona Ice with us again tonight, so if you're sitting in the sun like we are, you want to cool off, a little bit of Kona Ice will certainly do the trick. So Mr. Bergstrom getting a little bit of help from our track team here at Claremont. While we have a bit of a break, next time we're racing here at Claremont will be on Friday, August 25th with the Acetec Modifieds in action. Star Tour will also be here, so plan on that Friday night, August 25th. And then a special show on Labor Day weekend. Oh man, it kills me that we're already talking about Labor Day weekend, but a special show on Labor Day weekend, Sunday, September 3rd. We'll have all of our normal divisions in action here on Sunday afternoon. All right, doubling them up. Again, Bly will be on the inside. Judge Joe Brown on the outside. Smithers on the inside of row number 2. Looking for the green as they approach the 603 Metalworks and Collision restart zone. And then the green is in the air from Chris Horton. Here we go. Ooh, a little collision there between Bly and Brown as they headed towards the start-finish line. Oh, Bly and Brown getting turned around in the back stretch. The 60 as well of Smithers just didn't work out for them. Well, Dave, I think that started before they crossed the start-finish line.
The little rubbing going on, and then the 51 got himself a little sideways on the outside, tried to correct, overcorrected, came around, and then got clipped. Looked like he was going to be free and clear, but he just got zinged, so he's got damage on both ends of the car, and I don't think that the 60 is a whole lot better off, although he's got a little more metal to work with, more body armor, I should say.
Yeah, driver's side of the 51 has definitely received some heavy damage right there.
Get out the sledge when you get back to the pits, pound it out, straighten it out, and he'll be ready to go.
Yeah, a little bit of sheet metal work right there as our track team takes a closer look to the outside, making sure they're picking up all the debris. We don't want anything left over there, or anywhere for that matter.
Well, it's not the first debris we've had on the track. Even before most of you got here, our excellent track photographer, Miss M, found one piece of somebody's car right in the middle of the track, and then we had one driver come off of turn 4 in practice and smack the wall and rip the entire rear bumper system off their car.
Yeah,
I'm not absolutely sure they got put back on again.
Yeah, that was Corey Bly, and that damage that he sustained during practice has knocked him out of competition for us here tonight. So one of the Blys not able to race after that collision with the wall in practice.
Well, when he did hit the wall, it was pretty clear that wasn't just going to be the rear crash bar that was taken off. He hit pretty hard with the entire right rear, and I'm sure that back end got moved over a little bit. Not something you can fix unless you got it in the shop and up on the jigs.
Oh yeah, it was making quite the racket as he was driving around trying to get to pit road. Well, Chris Horton now off the flag stand. We'll see what he's trying to communicate here. And it looks as though We're just trying to get the lineup correct. Mr. Horton will get down there and get it all straightened out. Sometimes we have a driver that can't hear the tower. Something's up with their radio. And it takes Mr. Horton to go down there and direct traffic. So the 99 will be kept back. So the 99 will go to the end of the line for its contact with the 51, Dave.
All right. Hey, speaking of lineups, you may have noticed the scoreboard is operational tonight. That was the big news during the week. It's up and working. Good to see it. You can follow the lineups. They're official.
Warren Mordenny to the pit area, please. Warren Mordenny.
Warren Mordenny to the pits, please. Warren Mordenny to the pits, please.
Yeah, the scoreboard does look good, Dave. It looks really good. They did a good job with that. Okay, here we go. So the lights are out on the McGee Toyota, and that means we're going racing the next time they come around. That big green swab of paint, the 603 Metalworks and Collision Restart Zone. Mr. Bly, it'll be up to him, and he takes it really well, too. Great restart there. Great restart by the 10. Oh, and a collision there by the 60 and the 3. They all keep running, and we have some more contact between Leighton Lutz and the 51. Oh, man, Joe Brown has had a really rough 4 laps. A real rough 4 laps here. He's not going anywhere. Oh, and we have a big collision into the wall. Brown took the 3 right into the wall, right where it says McGee. And that's going to stop everyone right now. Caution is out. Davey took him right into the wall, or maybe something broke.
They moved one of the barriers right off the wall. In the process, so that's going to take us a little bit more time. Probably contact this late in the race. It was not necessary. But there you go.
Yeah, red flag is out now.
2 guys out.
Red flag is out now. It was either. I mean, let's take a look at that 51. No one's had more contact in these 4 laps than the 51, so it's possible that something broke when he was going into turn number 3, and he just took the 3 with him.
And unfortunately, the 3's got front end repair beyond that, radiator fluid all over the track, so that's going to be a bit. Plus, they've got to haul that piece of barrier from the wall coming out of the pits on that secondary exit.
Yep.
To get that back into place. So we're going to be here a bit.
Yeah, that was a hard hit. No matter what happened there, that was definitely a hard hit for the 3. As everyone is right now centered on what's happening in turns 3 and 4.
The trick right now will be to try to find out which one they have to load on, which one they have to tow out. They can't load them all at once. Leighton Lutz had gotten himself into trouble, got pushed out of the way on the restart last time around, spun and went into the infield. Now trying to limp his way back down, but under red flag, he can't come on the track, and he can't get to where he's going anyway because it's all blocked off over here. The guys from Golden Cross quickly on the scene to take care of it. A+ Towing and Recovery trying to work out the details of how they're going to get these 2 cars back into the pits. They're going to have to work on them fast because their feature is going to be coming up pretty shortly.
So our guest race director tonight, Craig Smith, is taking a look at the replay right now. So we'll be able to see exactly what happened as the 51 and the 3 came into turn number 3. One thing is certain, the 51 was not turning at all. Not at all, not very much.
So while we have a break, there's always good food at the concessions. And if you do go in for a little special drink over at the Zulu Property Management Turn 1 Tavern, remember, just stay there. Don't come back over here and bug everybody. Also, right now, Nicole is making the rounds with a big roll of blue tickets for the 50-50. this will probably pay you better, and you have a better chance of winning than not having gotten the Mega Millions last weekend. Some guy in Florida, actually 3 people I think went in on it in Florida for $1.58 billion. I'd be happy to get like $1.75 out of the whole thing here tonight. So you too can bid. Actually, if you don't buy any, then Kevin and I have a better chance of winning. We actually seeded the pot, so you'll have a better chance of winning. Looks like the 51's going to go on the rollback. Tough break for Joe Brown. But it looks bad now. It could be repairable before we get down to the feature. The Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws were scheduled for 30 laps tonight.
Well, word from the tower is Joe Brown will be done for the night. He will not be coming back out for the feature. And will probably be escorted off the premises. And we will move on.
Hey, by the way, don't forget to tell your friends who didn't come with you tonight, and they should have, because it's a nice night to sit out in the grandstands. They can turn on the TV and stream it on Nestravision. That's NHSTRAvision.com. Go on, sign up, and watch the races. And if you watch a Nestra race, they'll probably be watching down at Monadnock tomorrow night. Another busy, wicked busy night, particularly for the late models down there. They're running the Teddy Bear Pools Triple Crown event and the makeup of their 50-lap event that got rained out a couple of weeks ago. It's all wrapped into one along with the regular Nestra divisions. So it's another nice out. If you want to get out on Saturday night, enjoy the evening, join us at Monadnock for plenty of pretty good hot competition.
Yeah, definitely. If you can't make it to the racetrack, remember we're streaming these races. Mark Boudry and his team do a really, really good job when it comes to streaming these races. Some great camera shots and a good broadcast. So if you perhaps can't make it to Monadnock tomorrow night, the NHSTRA team will be there streaming that race, and you'll be able to watch online. And they have a feature where you can either purchase the entire season or you can go race by race. It's completely up to you. You end up making all the decisions.
Well, the Max Bergstrom's car is pretty torn up. I don't know if that one's going to make it back out for the main here tonight or not. Leaking fluids. It'd be a lot of hard work among the crew to get new radiator installed and ready to go and get the sheet metal straightened out, tires replaced. That's a midnight oil car. They're going to be working on that car overnight for a week or more, for darn sure. It's a tough break. Four laps complete, so we're at the halfway point in this second qualifier for the State Farm Outlaws. The barriers are put back up against the wall in turn 4. Check that turn 3. And the McGee Toyota is about ready to lead them off as soon as they get the area between 3 and 4 cleaned up. A lot of fluid, and that's where you really don't want to have it. Probably way down at the bottom you're okay, but you get up in that second groove and you could be heading for a meeting with the 603 part of the fence over there.
Yeah, that's a bad spot. Bad spot for anything slick to be. So our team will make sure that that is nice and safe for the rest of our drivers in this heat race. We have the modifieds that are coming out in just a bit as well. I didn't think we'd have to use the payloader tonight. I wasn't putting my money on the payloader being out on the track.
Well, it got its job done. That last orange barrier is back online. Fortunately, not stone, so when they hit it, there's a little give to it. Four out of six still left to go in this qualifier. And then we'll move on to time trials for the Aztec Modifieds. New application for leaf blowers.
That's right. That's why you can't outlaw those things. There's so many different uses of them.
I think this is something for Brian to think about. And you go to a hockey game like the Bruins or Tampa Bay or whoever, and when they have a TV timeout, a whole bunch of skaters come out with scrapers and they scrape all the loose ice off and shovel them into buckets and get them off the ice before they come back from commercial. Now, if you're in the stadium, you don't know they're on commercial. We'll watch them. So get 4 or 5 guys out here with leaf blowers, have that stuff off the track in about 2 seconds.
Big
right
leaf
time
blowers.
to get the commercials out of the way and get the race going again.
Okay, yellow flag now, so our competitors can start moving as they sweep up the last remaining remnants of that unfortunate incident in turn number 3. So for those who are still with us for this heat event, we still have Steve Bly out there. We still have the 99 of Dustin Leocasos in the 99. And then also the 60 of Smithers. And Leighton Lutz joining us as well. Waiting for Chris Horton to get back on the flag stand, which he's about to do. And we'll get ready to go racing in just a bit here. with 4 laps remaining in this 8-lap heat event. So we'll have 2 rows now for the final 4 laps. And we'll see where that takes us. Green flag. Here we go. Bly. And to the outside, the 99. Leo Casos looking for an opportunity there. Didn't quite get it. But he sees an opportunity to really make a move on this heat race with half the field in the pits. Bly in the 10. And then Leo Casos. Two laps to go. White flag is coming out next. And this is the final lap. And this is going to be Steve Bly's heat event as he grabs the checkers. The 99 and then the 60 and then Leighton Lutz. Dave, I finally found my phonetic spelling for the 99. Les Kosakos. I think I got it right. Oh, people aren't looking at me too confidently.
Well, he did tell us it's not said the way
it looks.
It's spelled, because it's got a whole lot more letters than what we say.
And he's from Claremont, too, so I apologize. Shout out to his sponsor, which is Arrowhead Motors for the number 99. All right, we have some qualifying for the Acetec Modifieds now. The way qualifying runs here, each modified gets 2 laps. We'll take the fastest lap.
And if we're lucky, it should show up on the scoreboard, which will help a great deal.
I'm very confident of that happening.
All right.
Very confident.
First out. From Croydon, New Hampshire, we've seen him around a lot. Aaron Fellows in the Victor Branch Construction, LaValle Building Supply Modified. Aaron Fellows on the track, coming down to take the green. 2 laps of qualifying. Fastest lap wins the pole. Here they come. On his lap 1. First lap, 14:132. Can he pick it up on lap 2? Swings it off of turn 4, up to the wall, across the stripe. 13:924. Good time, 13:924. So he sits atop the leaderboard, rolling it out in the 27. From Sunapee, New Hampshire, Mike Smith at the wheel. Mike Smith rolling around, take the green from Chris Hopkins. It waves. He turns up the wick, slides off into turn 1, keeps it low off of turn 2, picks it up down the backstretch. Little bit wide coming out of 4. First lap, 14.405. Little more heat in the tires. Little bit different exit off the corner. What's it going to do for him? 14.239. And he rolls back up into the pits. Rolling out in the 33 out of Cornish Flats, New Hampshire. This is Brian Morway. Built some heat into the tires as he gets himself up to speed. Chris Horton waiting with the green. Here comes Brian. He'll roll it off at turn 4 on the gas. Stay low off of 2. A little bit of thunder, low off of 2, up to the wall. Here he goes. And a 15.061 for his first lap. He cuts that back to a 14.743. Right behind him, spitting a little gas overflow out of the back as he comes down. Rookie driver from Heartland, Vermont, in the Louis Rivera prepared machine, the 5B. This is Bradley Lamont. This is about Bradley's 3rd or 4th week of racing. (14.583) first lap. Get it settled in, see what he can do with lap number 2. 14.347. That'll put him in 3rd fastest time right now. Last year's Monadnock Rookie of the Year on the track, leading points at Monadnock last we checked. From Granby, Massachusetts in the 03, Nate Wenzel. Wenzel on the clock coming up. Rolls off lap 1, 14.227, 14.227. Every lap for everyone's been a little quicker second time around. Swings it off a 4 and a 14.032. That'll move him up to 2nd fastest behind Aaron Fellows. Mike Smith sits in 3rd. Next up, in the Barnard number 2, out of Hatfield, Massachusetts. Had a bad wreck a week ago on Friday in his SK modified at Stafford. Took the win last week at Monadnock in his other Nestor car. On the clock now, Tyler Leary. And a 14.652. Settles it in off of turn 4 now. Can he knock it down a whole lot? 14.343. Good enough for 4th fastest. On the track now, out of Claremont in the 46, this is Jeremy Zulo. Relative newcomer to modifieds. Shifted. Here we go. On the clock now. Lap 1 for Zulo. Cross the stripe in 14:256. That's a pretty good lap. Moves him to fourth. Let's see if he can pick up even more. He does. 14:048. Puts him in third fastest. You've got Fellows, Wenzel, Zulo, Smith, and Leary, your top 5 right now. Rolling it out, the guy who could knock him off. Out of Sunapee in the 25 NH, Brian Roby. Here he comes. In gear, off the corner. Smooth as she goes. Brian Roby slides it off of turn 4. Little wobble there. First lap, 14:329. Can he knock Aaron Fellows off the top of the heap? 13:991. No, not quite enough. Not quite enough. Still 9/10. In the 4 now. It says Colton Martin on it. Joy Jarvis is behind the wheel out of Windsor. Swings it off 4, takes the green. Here he comes. Settle it out of turn 2. Whoa, little bobble there. Every little lift of the foot right now will take seconds off. First lap, 14:524. One more chance to notch a good run here. Looks like a good lap coming off of 4 this time. 14:136. Good enough to get him the 5th fastest time. Okay, we had one other modified in the pits of Jeff Murray, but I don't see him on the list to come out. So I'm going to guess he's not going to come out.
If people are wondering what the record is for a fast lap here, Crate Modified, 13.564. And that was done by Todd Patnode. I believe it was just a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. So you can use that time and stack it up against all of our other competitors here tonight at Claremont Motorsports Park. Again, thanks for joining us tonight for Friday Night Racing. Friday Night Racing here at Claremont. Coming up, our features. And it's a double feature night for the 6-shooters. The 6-shooters, the Avery Insurance 6-shooters, are going 20 laps in each race. And they'll start off the night with their first 20-lap feature. Then it's the LaValle Pure Stocks, LaValle Building Supply Pure Stocks for 25 laps. The Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws will race for 30. And then the 6-shooters will be back for another 20-lap event. And we'll cap off the night with the Acetec Tire and Auto Modifieds. They're going to race for 30 laps here at Claremont tonight. Taking a look at our schedule so you can make your plans. Our next event here at Claremont will be on Friday, August 25th. The Acetec Modifieds will be in the house along with our regular features. The Star Tour will be here as well if you like looking at those older race cars. That will be on Friday, August 25th. And then on Sunday, September 3rd, that will be Sunday of Labor Day weekend. We'll have a special Sunday show here over at Claremont with our regular features scheduled for that night. So those are our 2 next events here at Claremont Motorsports Park. Of course, all that information is online, ClaremontMotorsportsPark.com. For more information, all the updated information, you can get the results from the past races and also the points battles that we have here at Claremont for this season, which has been a little bit rough because of some rainouts, but we're getting there.
Now it looks like it's going to dry out a little bit. Might be a little bit better for all of us in the racing world, for all the way across the state, east coast of New Hampshire for Nestor tracks and west coast for the other two Nestor tracks. And there's plenty of action. I think Hudson's in action on Sunday. Monadnock's in action tomorrow night. Assuming everything goes well, the weatherman promised us rain on Tuesday. I'm going to hold him to it.
Well, we don't have any racing scheduled for Tuesday, so it can rain.
Well, that's what I mean.
It can rain all at once,
Rain all at
too.
once. Meanwhile, coming out for their first of two
We have our
events for the Avery Insurance six-shooters. This will be a 20-lapper. They'll take a little time off and come back for another 20-lapper. Looks like everybody survived qualifying, and they are going to be ready to go.
If you joined us 2 weeks ago here at Claremont, these six-shooters put on a great show. It was a great race, lots of close racing every single lap between the first, second, and third place cars. Really super exciting. Put on a really good show. So Avery Insurance six-shooters tonight, 2 20-lap events, as we are waiting the word from the tower to get them going, because it looks like they are ready down at trackside. Okay, here we go. The number 68. He had a great qualifying effort. The old man, Steve Miller, out of Grantham, New Hampshire, in the Milton Travel Harpoon Brewery six-shooter. To his outside will be the 07, Robert Shaw, out of Perkinsville, Vermont. He'd like to thank the old lady as his sponsor. All right. The 37 is next, and that's Trevor Scott out of Hartford, Vermont, in the Judd's Automotive 37 six-shooter. I take that back. The 7S is not showing up, or one of the six-shooters out there is not showing up. As they come back down, we'll see who isn't. Oh, it's the 40. Okay, so the 40 of Ethan Mayette out of Newport, New Hampshire, will start third, and then it will be Trevor Scott in the 37. The number 12, 12's Chooch Snide, Brownsville, Vermont, in the Brown Sheep Motorsports six-shooter. And then all the way at the end, we've got Steve Miller Jr., the Gangster of Love, in the 79. We'll see how long it takes the 79 to get up front and race with Dad. How many laps do you think that's going to take there, Dave?
I'm gonna guess 3.
I'm not going to put anything by Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw has been really tough these past couple of races, and also Trevor Scott, too. I mean, definitely no slouches out there when it comes to this division. But I also know Steve Miller Jr., that gangster, I don't think he has, in the patience department, I'm not too sure if he's full in the patience department. But we'll see. Again, this is going to be a 20-lap event, and it's the first of 2 here tonight at Claremont Motorsports Park. Okay, the lights are out on the McGee Toyota. The McGee Toyota Camry. And we'll be going racing next time by against Steve Miller Jr. and Robert Shaw in row number 1. As they approach the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone, the green flag is in the air, and here we go. And as expected, Steve Miller taking them through 1 and 2. Shaw looking to catch on up. He doesn't want Steve Miller Jr. or Steve Miller Sr. to get too far ahead.
Steve Miller's going to have a little trouble getting out of the back of the pack.
Yeah, that's right.
At this point, he's got a roadblock right in front of him. He's going to have to go low if he's going to go by, and he does. We're on lap 2. I said 3. Let's see if he makes it. They may stack them 3 deep and have a big wreck back there. Everybody gets through. Meanwhile, Senior staying out front.
Yep. Steve Miller Sr. is out front. Robert Shaw is in second with Trevor Scott. And right behind that, the Gangster. Trying to make up that time. You're right, Dave. On laps 1 and 2, there was definitely some traffic there for our friend, the Gangster of Love, to get through. So he finds himself a little farther back than he wanted to be in this race.
Senior had a little trouble coming off of turn 4. Got that back end wiggle and wagging out there. Now he's getting steady. Shaw trying to put the pressure on. Looks inside, going into no, yes, no. Steve Miller Sr. shuts the door coming off of 4. That keeps Shaw behind him. The 37 still trying to sneak in there. Trey Young. Meanwhile, Miller Jr. trying to knock off the laps if they get to banging and shoving. A little bit of bumper tag.
Yeah, bumper to bumper coming out of turn number 4 there for our top 3 drivers. Steve Miller, Robert Shaw, and also Trevor. Close racing. And here we go. Shaw trying to find something on the inside. Nothing's there. Miller Sr. will lead another lap. Shaw, like as we said before, not giving up, nor is Trevor Scott.
Shaw trying to slide his way underneath. Here he comes again. Looks down to the bottom of the track. Couldn't quite get enough. Rolls off the edge of the concrete asphalt before he can get underneath. Miller's just shutting the door just enough right there. Shaw gets a bumper up to the left rear bumper of the Miller car. Looks again, has to hit the binders, sets the back end down, tries to come off low but gets himself pushed up. Meanwhile, Young is looking at a break on the outside.
Yeah, he is waiting for those two to do something silly, and then he can take off, but that's not happening so far. Robert Shaw, he's just looking for maybe a foot or 2 more of space, and he can probably try and make that pass on the inside. Now he goes to the outside. Is he going to do the zigzag move coming into 1 and 2? Does he have enough space right there? He doesn't. Oh, he's right on the bumper, David. And now he goes to the inside. A little more space that time around, but Senior shuts the door again. They'll race to the start-finish line. Whoa!
Right dead even, but now Shaw has found daylight. He got underneath Senior. He's taking it down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Junior has closed it to about 6 car lengths out of 3rd place. He's not done with it yet. We're in the second half of this main event. Senior still there. Shaw's able to get down a little bit lower. Senior looks up, looks inside, comes down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, not quite enough. Shaw goes right down to the white line and then shuts the door. That's where you want to pass, and they know how to block right there as they go into 4, start onto the front straight.
Shaw now out in front. Finally was able to make that pass he was looking for, but now he's got to stay out front. Steve Miller looks like he might not be as fast as he was. We'll have to get the times up for the first 5 laps of this race, and Shaw just basically took advantage of that. But Trevor Scott, he's not going anywhere. Now right behind Steve Miller. And the Gangster of Love, man, you can see him trying to wheel that 6-shooter around, just trying to grab every 10th of a second that he can to try to get up and maybe get 3rd. We've got 5 laps to go. Shaw out in front.
Lap traffic's going to be a factor here. They come up onto the 40. Going into turn 3, that's going to give no one any kind of room to do any passing. The 40 slides up in front of your leaders. Steve Miller tried to take advantage of that when Shaw went a little bit wider than usual. Meanwhile, Junior still closing in. He's got it down to about 3 car lengths now. The rest of the field stretches itself out. Shaw's now going to try to run away and hide. Steve Miller Sr. running second. Trey Young in third. Steve Miller Jr. works around the lap traffic, loses a little ground in the process. Passing flag comes out for the 12, and there they go. Shaw now starting to stretch it out. Car sets up nicely to go into 1 and 2. That's been his advantage. Waiting for one checkered flag. The win goes to Robert Shaw. Steve Miller Sr. second. Third belongs to Trey Young. And fourth will go to Steve Miller Jr. Rounding out the top 5, the fifth one will be the 40 of Ethan Mayette and Chooch. Said it's first time out with that car. Chooch said, it's okay, I'm out, have a good time, and he is. As Shaw comes up to take the checkered flag and make his checkered flag lap. And so much for the new tires he put on the front.
Taking his victory lap. We're doing double features tonight here. Avery and 6 shooters. As he comes out into victory lane, Robert Shaw to Perkinsville, Vermont with the checkered flag. Double features here tonight at Claremont Motorsports Park. And we'll wait for Mr. Shaw to get all of his safety equipment off, as he was able to power around the corners here at Claremont Motorsports Park tonight. Able to make a big pass too. We'll ask him about that pass. Here he is. A little flag waving happening. Big hug for Mr. Shaw. Hey, congratulations. 1 down, 1 to go, right?
We're gonna do it. I'm done playing games around here. Let me tell you what. We're gonna do this. We're gonna bring it back a couple years ago when this was fun. This is exciting. I'm done with the nonsense.
Well, we were talking about the race 2 Fridays ago, and that was an awesome race as well. You were able to make that pass. It was a big pass on Steve Miller. Tell me about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've seen it. It is what it is. The videos and the stories speak for themselves. I got around him. I just got it done. It is what it is.
I hope you didn't leave too much tire on the track. You got another 20 laps to go there, buddy. You realize that? Okay, all right. Well, all right, we'll keep that a secret. Bring it over, Steve Miller. Come on over, buddy. Started on the pole. Tried to hold him off as much as you could.
Yeah, I did the best I could with the car. Got a little shimmy going on there. Not really sure what's going on. I'm going to try to figure that out before the next feature and see what we can do.
All right, you got a little bit of time. You can get back over there and make the changes that you need to make.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot and see what happens next round.
All right, there he is, Space Cowboy. That's a second place finish for the Space Cowboy. Come on over, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, we're talking about earlier in the pits how awesome it is to be on the podium. Here you are again.
Yeah, we've had a good run. Stayed out of trouble, and car's been getting better and better each week with hard work and doing our homework. So proud of these guys. I got to thank Scott McDonald, Scotty Cool Ranch McDonald. He's the car owner. That's an inside joke for all of you and the fans. Got to thank Judd's Automotive, Chris Judd, and my family. This is pretty awesome.
Trevor Scotti is able to stay up front with number 1 and number 2 here tonight. Finishes third, but we have another feature to go. Good luck. We'll see you down here again. You never know. Back with LaValle Pure Stocks coming up next here at Claremont Motorsports Park.
As we get ready to clear things off, the field has been set for tonight's LaValle Building Supply Pure Stocks. Should be kind of fun. $14 cars strong. By the way, it goes without saying, take a moment, scan. It's all based on what their transponder says when they go across the start-finish line. That's where that picks up their positions, and they don't change again until they come across the line again. So even a good battle down the backstretch is not reflected on the scoreboard, only when they come across the start-finish line. Who's the 12? 12S Chooch Snide. That's Chooch Snide. Yeah. Andrew Scott?
It says Trevor Scott on the.
All right, here comes our McGee Toyota pace car. Bringing them out. Look who's on the pole. In the 20 Vermont. Out of Chelsea, Vermont, it'll be defending champ Chris Chambers. Next to him with a feature win on his belt down at Monadnock from Claremont, New Hampshire. The 1 New Hampshire for Carlos Grenier. Row 2 in the 74 had a really good run in qualifying. That's Keegan Tabor out of Randolph, Vermont. And next to Keegan in the 78, Chris Conroy. Chris Conroy driving from Newport, New Hampshire. Starting in the 5 spot is car number 5. That will be driven by Aiden White out of Claremont. Aiden White in the 5. Next to him, the other 20. That's Andrea St. Amour from Chelsea, Vermont. Starting in the 7th spot, the 24, won his qualifier. From Fairleigh, Vermont, Colton Hull. Colton Hull. 36 is Cody Sabins out of Windsor. Cody Sabins goes into the 8th spot. Your 9th starter in the 76, Zachary Cooper. Zach Cooper next on the line. Next to Zach in the 43, Chris Bingham. Bingham driving out of Charlestown, New Hampshire. Starting in the 6th row inside, in the 38 will be Jake Snide. Jake Snide in the 38. Next to him in the 41, Gage Dillingham. Gage Dillingham driving in the 41. He's out of Newport. Check that. All set. Who do we miss? Last row in the 4 from Claremont, Colton Martin in the 4. In the 8 from Newport, Sean Lantis. Colton Martin's got the longest way to go to pick up another win this season. He's got to come out of the back row.
Yeah, he's got 25 laps to try and get through all of that traffic to get up front. We'll see how Colton does. Colton has had the reputation so far this year of being a rather patient driver early on in a race and then makes his move late. So we'll see what happens.
Pace cars up the pit road. They hit the 603 Metalworks 3-start zone. Green is out. We're on our way down into the corner. It's Chambers and Grenier going at it as they come off turn 2. Down the backstretch, up the inside, looking for a spot. Keegan Tabor coming up into the 4 spot. Chris Conroy, off the corner they come. Lap 1, it'll be Chambers, Tabor, Grenier, your top 3. Running in 4 spot, Conroy. The battle for 5th, that's where it's going to be settled right off. Aiden White on the inside. Andrea St. Amour on the outside for 5th place across the straight. St. Amour picks it up. They really get clustered up. Look out. And the guy coming up on the short end of the stick is White. White slowing. White heading for pit road. Looks like he cut a tire. Meanwhile, it's Chambers in this and Tabor leading up front. Rest of the field's got to play catch up. Chris Conroy 3rd, Carlos Grenier 4th, Cody Sabins back in the field starting to charge up toward the front with Andrea St. Amour. Colton Martin has gotten out of the back row, but he's got darn near a half a racetrack to go to catch up to the leaders. He's going to be hoping for a caution. 5 laps in the books, 20 to go. Chris Chambers, Keegan Tabor, Chris Conroy, Andrea St. Amour, Colton Hull up to 5th, Cody Sabins running 6th. Carlos Grenier has dropped back to 7th. Colton Martin is 8th. 9th is Bingham. 10th is Dillingham. Our leader's really starting to stretch it out now. It's going to be up to everybody else to catch the leaders. Probably running the hardest is Colton Martin in the 4. Cody Sabins looking to the high side going into turn 3 off of 4. Can he get around Hull? He's not going to do it. He might get the position going into 1. Way out there, tries to set the car for a good shot down the backstretch. Hull holds the inside for 3rd. Your leaders up here crossing the stripe to complete 9 laps. Conroy runs in 3rd. He's got a cluster of race cars behind him in 4th, 5, and 6. And now Cody Sabins has worked past Hull. Lap traffic being passed as your leaders go into 1. The second cluster cars coming off of 2 going into 1. Conroy's going to have his bumper full pretty quick. It's a runaway right now for Chris Chambers and Keegan Tabor. Chris Conroy, Andrea St. Amour, Cody Sabins, and Colton Hull round out the top 6. There's 4 cars fighting for a spot, but the leaders cross the stripe as the second 4 just come off of turn 4. They moved the 38 car out of the way. Colton Martin and Carlos Grenier fighting for a spot back around 7th and 8th. Leaders complete 13. I'm thinking the guys from position 4 back to about position 8 want a caution about now so they can get the field doubled up, filled up, and get close to the front. Chambers and Tabor are going to be fighting traffic now for a while. Martin and Grenier way back there in 7th and 8th, fighting for a spot. The leaders cross the stripe, half a straightaway. Look out! Cody Sabins got into Chris Conroy, almost turned both of them into the front stretch wall right by the flag stand. Working lap 15 in the books, 10 to go. The leaders cross the stripe. Here comes the battle for third. Cody Sabins works around Chris Conroy, takes over third down the backstretch. He's got to really turn the wick up now if he's going to run down the leaders here in the final 9 laps. Sabins starting to run away from Conroy, Hull, and St. Amour. Before this is over, your 7th and 8th place cars of Grenier and Colton Martin could be in danger of being lapped by the leaders. We've got 18 in the books, we're working 19, and the leaders are just flying around the racetrack right now. Here comes 7th and 8th across the stripe, right behind him, 1st and 2nd. 25 is the distance. Leaders go by. There are only here they come, 20 laps in the books, 5 to go. Chambers and Tabor. And looks like Tabor might have a little bit left for Chambers if he can find a little space. She can find a little space to get by.
As Dave heads downstairs, Chambers still out in front. And it's a battle. It's a battle between Chambers and Keegan. 3 laps to go. And now, 2 laps to go. 43 is slow, going into 1 and 2. Chambers leads the 74 of Keegan Tabor around down the back stretch on this white flag lap. Coming up. White flag is in the air for Chambers. White flag is in the air for Chambers. Keegan Tabor right behind. Will there be a mistake in turns 3 and 4 for Chambers? No, there won't. Chris Chambers takes the win. Keegan Tabor and Cody Sabins 1, 2, and 3. 78 will finish 4th, and the 24 of Colton Hall will be 5th. 25 green flag laps. No cautions in this feature here tonight at Claremont Motorsports Park, featuring some super fast LaValle Building Supply Pure Stocks. The fastest right there at the start-finish line. Last year's champion, Chris Chambers, grabbing that checkered flag. He'll get his big victory lap for the 20. Chris Chambers. We pass the microphone now down to Dave Sutherland.
Hey, thanks
who
a lot.
Welcomes in our winner.
Keegan's out. Coda will be out in a minute. Here comes your winner. Chris Chambers shows why he won a championship here. Boy, they sound loud when they're racing, but when they drive up after the victory lap, it's pretty quiet. All right, We'll get Mr. Chambers out and run him over here. Have a little chat with us. Out he comes. Win this year. Chris Chambers. Miss M's water and all right. You got out front. You stayed out front. You had Mr. Tabor on your tail the entire trip, but car held up. How did that feel?
Pretty good. We've had a lot of troubles with this car this year. Last year, this thing was the golden goose of our two cars, and this year it's just giving me nothing but headaches. But tonight, it at least held together. Work on the handling a little bit. It wasn't quite where I wanted it to be, but we'll find more.
And how about 2 weeks from now?
What's in 2 weeks from now?
I think another race.
Oh, we'll be here. Where our plan is to obviously run the full Claremont schedule, and we're actually going to plan on finishing out the Monadnock schedule as well. So we're having a lot of fun down there. We have a lot of fun here. This is our home track of the two, but you know we enjoy running these things.
Well, maybe we'll be doing this again tomorrow night.
Maybe. I don't know where I'm starting tomorrow night.
We'll find out. Your winner tonight, Chris Chambers, second spot. Come on over here, Keegan. Whoa!
That's cool.
Well, it looked like you, from time to time, you might have had something you've got to gotten inside.
Yeah, I guess I could have, but I figured I was behind Chris, and he's probably knows what he's doing, so just follow Chris, and I know I'd finish good.
Well, that's a good advice. Follow the best, and you'll always be there.
That's right.
Car ran okay then.
Yeah, ran good. Was competitive in the front, and couldn't ask for a better car.
And so you had a better car, but not quite that good. It was second spot, good run for him. And Mr. Sabins, you had a long haul to get yourself to the front. Looked pretty good. Another 5 laps, you might have given a rush for it, huh?
Yeah, I pretty much used up everything I had trying to get there. Got the outside of Conroy. I didn't mean to get him, but we both didn't wreck. It sucked. There was still either a lot of speedy dry or oil down in 3 and 4, so there's hardly any lane on the outside unless you really creep through there. Thanks Claremont for putting us on. I got to thank the Cornish Fair, which is next weekend. Judd's Automotive, Nick Taylor, Nick's Auto Repair, Marion Property Maintenance, Stephen Excavation, my father-in-law, my wife, Wade's Ice Cream just down the road, and thanks for everyone that came out.
Hey, there you go. Cody Savins shares the podium with our winner in second place here tonight at Claremont Motorsport Park.
Still got a ways to go here, Dave. We have the Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws. And by the way, remember, they are racing for 30 laps tonight. They are on the list for 30 laps. So Outlaws racing for 30, and then we'll have the modifieds. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to have the 6-shooters. 6-shooters will be right back out. Avery Insurance 6-shooters. We talked to a couple of drivers down there in Victory Lane. They knew they had some repairs to make before they came back out. So they've been working hard as we've been enjoying the racing here at Claremont. So the Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws, then the Avery Insurance 6-shooters one more time, and then the Acetec Tire and Auto Modifieds here at Claremont Motorsports Park. We hope you're having a great evening, whether you're with us here tonight out in the stands or if you're watching the stream online. Thanks for joining us again. Remember, lots more racing at NHSTRA tracks coming up this weekend. Monadnock Speedway tomorrow night for the big Battle of the Belt. That's a 50-lap race for the street stocks. Ledoux State Farm Outlaws here at Claremont Motorsports Park. 30 laps for the Outlaws here tonight. Last time we had the Outlaws here at Claremont, they raced for 50 laps, and whoo-wee, it was a bit of an experience. Lots of action, lots of banging, lots of repairs made after that race. So we'll see what ends up happening here tonight. Here at Claremont. We thank McGee Toyota for providing the pace car here at Claremont Motorsports Park. Leading them out, the Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws. He's your local guy out of Claremont, New Hampshire, the 15 of Tyler Lescord in the Vermont Steelcraft Outlaw here tonight. To his outside, Steve Bly in the number 10. That's Steve Bly in the 10 in the JB Electric Outlaw. Second row inside the 00, Mr. Competitor Ben Poland on the outside of row number 2. Fourth one listed, Thomas Smithers in the 60, outside of row number 2. The winner 2 Fridays ago, the number 8, Guy Karen, to his outside will be Dustin Lasaikas out of Claremont, New Hampshire. Dallas Trombley in the 25 in row number 4. Travis Cass in the 32 to his outside. And bringing up the rear, we have Leighton Lutz in the number 7 out of Richmond, New Hampshire. 9 Outlaws racing for 30 laps here at Claremont tonight. And we have our flagman, Mr. Horton, doubling them up this time by, once again, Tyler Lescord is going to have the inside. He'll be looking for the green the next time by. Here we go, approaching the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone. Chris Horton, wave that flag, buddy. There it is. Tyler Lescord, hold on as they come down the front stretch. To his outside, Brian, right behind him, Poland. And Karen as well in the 8. Poland goes to the inside of Lescord, doesn't have the room that he was looking for. And we have a turn in the back and a collision too. Caution is out before we get one lap completed here. Leighton Lutz with a pretty big hit coming in at the end, Dave.
Well, you don't want to try to win it in the first lap, but sometimes you get a little over anxious. Someone checks up a little going into the corner, and so you back it up against the wall. So we've taken out 3. Leighton's had his troubles with the car all night, been on and off the track. Had trouble getting it started in the pits, had to get pushed down the hill to get it fired up. So
we have...
And his first foray into Outlaw, he was a late model, formerly known as Street Stalker, for a couple of seasons down at Monadnock before coming up here with a late model machine.
So Trombley was able to get through along with the 60 Smithers. 4 Outlaws right there in the corner of 3 and 4. This includes the 7 of Lutz. Track personnel working on the scene, and we have a red flag now, so we'll stop everyone on the track. And our focus will be, once again, in turns 3 and 4, Dave.
I can't talk. We'll see how everybody's down there is doing. Getting a hook into the 32, that'll get them out of the way and be able to work with the other cars. Guys at the back, Travis Cass getting a shot there. And one drives away. That's good news. '99 of Dustin Lasakis comes out of it okay. Leighton Lutz looks like they're going to roll back him and haul him up to the putts. They'll take that car back down to the depths of Richmond and work on it for the next race. Reminder, as we have a couple of times, that we'll be back here in 2 weeks, 25th of August, for a night of racing. If you can't stand to wait that long, we'll be here tomorrow. Won't be here. We'll be at Monadnock tomorrow for the Teddy Bear Pools Triple Crown and battle for the belt for the Nestra late models. So that's actually 2 races combined into one. I'm going to speculate, unless they run 2 separate races, which I doubt they're going to do. So there'll be 2 for 1 there and going for it. Along with the Pure Stocks, I believe that the Mini Cup cars are going to be on the program, along with the Nestra Modifieds, Nestra Pure Stocks, the late models, and maybe some more. Hard to tell. Come down and see us. Racing starts at 6 tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, we have the yellow flag out right now. We had the 8, the 25, the 3, the 7, the 25, and the 3 involved there. All are off the track right now, or getting there. Leighton Lutz getting pulled up onto the ramp right now. There was no official lap during the green flag. Caution came out, so we don't have an official lap in the books as of yet. So once again, Tyler Lescourt is going to have another opportunity on the inside of row number 1 to take the green here. And honestly, that first attempt was right on the money for Mr. Lescourt. Dave and I were talking to Tyler earlier this afternoon in the pits, asking him how he's doing, how he's feeling, and he was feeling really good, in very good spirits. Even after having a couple of rough weeks here at Claremont, the last Outlaw race was pretty rough for the 15. But we were asking him how he was doing, how he was feeling, and he was happy as could be, and feeling good, feeling very healthy.
Thought his spirits were really pretty good. Last time I saw him, I think, was at Monadnock last year when he was up and about, still had the halo on, and had a really positive attitude then too. And I got to say, if you're sick or if you're injured, the one thing that gets you through it a lot faster sometimes is the positive attitude and a darn good sense of humor. It does a lot to help with the healing process. It certainly worked for him.
He talked about how long he had to wear that brace. He talked about eye surgery that he ended up going through, and here he is. He's back out there in the 15 and will be leading us to green once again in just a couple of moments. Chris Horton out on the track. He's going to stop somebody. He is doing a little bit of traffic control. 60 has to move up. '60 of Dustin Lasaikas. I think I got that name right, finally. Lasaikas. Does that sound right? David says that sounds pretty good. We're going to go with that, and maybe we'll be able to get the official word in victory lane. You'll never know. McGee Toyota and their Camry pace car out right now. Lights are still on. Seven Outlaws are now going to attempt to go 30 laps. And it looks as though we're going to be able to double them up this time by. So they're going to go 25 laps instead of 30. We just received word from the tower. And green is in the air. Oh, that time by, it was Mr. Bly able to get a bit of a jump on Tyler. And Bly is quick, and here comes Ben Poland on the inside. On the inside, Ben Poland, and it's a sandwich. Oh, and Les Cordell, they all make it through amazingly. Bly is left way back, though. Poland, wow, super aggressive. Out in front right now, and guess who's behind him? Guy Karen in the 8. Whoa, that was something going into turn number 4. Ben Poland always been really aggressive here at Claremont Motorsports Park. He saw what he said was an opportunity and took it. He went. But he's going to have a tough time. We're only 3 laps in. He's going to have a tough time shaking off Guy Karen. Right behind Guy, about 10 car lengths behind, is the number 25. Dallas Trombley in that 25. Karen's right on his heels. Right on Poland's heels as they go into 1 and 2. Oh, Karen almost had it there going into turn 4. Had a bit of daylight, but was unable to make the pass. Will he be able to this time? Again, close. Dallas Trombley in the 25. He's pretty far back. Tyler Lescord behind him. Well, here we go. Karen to the inside, coming out of 4. And it's a drag race coming down the front stretch. Poland has the lap, but Karen is right on the outside. Door to door down the back stretch. This is what you pay admission for. These two drivers, super talented, powerful machines. Door to door still. Poland with another lap. Trying to hold off Karen, who found his spot on the inside. Guy Karen. Trying to get an inch or 2 on Ben Poland. Ben Poland still able to lead the laps. Guy Karen. You'll find him on an Outlaw here on a Friday night. Tomorrow night you'll see him in a modified down at Monadnock. Loves to drive a race car. Oh, Poland was really loose coming out of 4 that time. Dallas Trombley is still in 3rd. But the show is up front. The show is up front between Ben Poland and Guy Karen, who is out in front now, able to take that lap. We're at lap number 12. We're going 25. Halfway through this time by. Guy Karen. Guy Karen won our last Outlaw feature here at Claremont 2 weeks ago. He's trying to add another trophy to the case, another first place win. Is he going to be able to do it? Is Ben Poland going to be able to find some extra power, some extra speed in these final 10 laps? Lap traffic stays outside for the leaders. Dallas Tremblay still in third out of Rutland, Vermont. Guy Karen now able to extend his lead a bit over Poland. It's about 5 car lengths now. 66 is a lap car. Tremblay in the 25 is in third place, but he's about a half a lap back of the leaders. The Outlaw Division. The Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws here at Claremont Motorsports Park. We had an early red flag incident in this race, took out 3 of our Outlaws in turns 3 and 4. But it's been green flag racing ever since. And it looks as though Tyler Lescord has a sheet metal problem on that Outlaw. And I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to drive like that. The hood is almost completely up, David. And a big piece of sheet metal is coming off the side, too. And he's staying out there, amazingly. Oh, we have Dallas Tremblay in the 25 with a problem, and the 10 of Bly smacks right into him, right in the front stretch. Dallas Tremblay was coming out of turn number 4. He was having a trouble, and Bly had no time in which to react, to get out of the way, hit him head on, right in front of the flag stand. Oh, man.
Well, there's something around the track, unless that black stripe has been there all this time and I didn't see it. Something got dumped.
It's from the 10.
The 10 made contact. He dropped water. He's gone. That's going to put Karen and Poland together again on the restart with the 60 of Tom Smithers and who else?
Yeah, I think we have 3 left.
We went from a scheduled start of a dozen cars, one of which was disqualified and 2 of which were wrecked before they got started. 2 more were wrecked at the beginning of the race. And finally, Leighton Lutz's luck has run out on him as well.
I tell you, Bly hit the 25 really hard right in front of our flagman, right in front of everyone here. The 25 could not keep control coming down the front stretch, slowing up, and Bly just had nowhere to go, really. Track control will be out there taking a look at what got dumped here. It looks like there's going to be some cleanup that happens here, Dave.
Well, you're looking at the main groove they're going to take to set up to go into turn 1 and get low off of turn 4, and it's stuff all the way around there. The guys after the pure stock race said that it was still a little slick over 3 and 4. I think Cody Sabins referred to that in the post-race interview.
Yeah,
that it's still a little slick, certainly for pure stocks, without a whole lot of tire surface to work with, as opposed to these guys who are running on much wider tires. Less slick over there now, but it's going to be pretty crazy here for the 6 cylinders and the Aztec Modifieds coming up next.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, a lot of action happens right there, right where, oh man, they are cleaning up. Tyler Lescord ran like 3 laps with his hood up. I don't know if you noticed.
The whole thing just sort of like, I don't know if he bumped into somebody and it just loosened it up. Now he's gone up pit road. He's got time.
Yeah, he definitely has time to get out back. There was some sheet metal that was coming off the front of his car as well, along with the hood. Got to get some tie downs for that hood.
Duct tape.
And rip that
good
sheet metal
old-fashioned
off
200 mile an hour tape. It'll do the job perfectly.
Wow, long line of speedy dry that they have to throw down here at Claremont Motorsports Park here tonight. This is going to take a little bit as they get the 25 on the hook. I saw the 25 spitting and really, really loose coming out of 4. I don't know. I didn't see if anything happened if he was coming into 4, but oh man, he was definitely in trouble. I can only imagine the reaction of Bly when the 25 was sitting right there in front of him. All the way through turn number 2, they have to do this cleanup. So our two favorite drivers here tonight in row number 1, the number 8 of Guy Karen, Ben Poland in the 00. They're going to have some time to sit there, think about how they're going to do this restart, what they need to do. Lots to think about. First of all, we have all of this fluid on the track right after the start-finish line, and we only have 4 laps left to go.
It means even on the restart, with as few laps as there are, they're going to have some laps, so they need to work it in and work it off, and it's still going to be pretty dicey coming in there. You're going to be under power, braking just enough, and get back on the gas coming off too.
Yep.
That's where you want to run, and you're going to be running in a pretty slick situation. They should be driving on it to do it, but why drive on it and get that all over your tires? The tires are hot to pick up the speedy dry. Then you might as well do a little ice racing down in Jaffrey or something.
So Thomas Smithers joined us for our first race of the year here at Claremont. He's the 60 car. He was talking to us in the pits earlier. Ended up blowing their engine that day. they've been basically spending the summer building that car back up to be race ready here tonight. And so far they've been able to survive this survival of the fittest race here at Claremont.
Well, if nothing else, if Lescord or somebody else, a couple of these guys get back in to provide some racing, it looks like one has returned.
Yep, we have the 99 joining us.
Dustin Lussick. So we got 4 out. Let's see if anybody else can get down out of the pits. If Tyler can get things buttoned up on his car, he could join us.
Okay, so Karen, Poland, Thomas Smithers, and Lesaikas. 4 remain. And 4 laps remain. Waiting for the pace car to come back out. As Dave mentioned, they're trying to work that speedy dry in. Not only for the 4 laps that are remaining in this race, but Also for our next two features.
Well, I think the thing that's going to be interesting is to watch what happens with the two guys fighting for the lead between Karen and Poland, because the one place they want to get the car set up to really get a good run is going into 1 and 2. And that, in spite of their efforts, is going to be a little bit of a skating rink. They've all been trying to see what it's like on their line going in, only they're not going to be going in single file. Yep, I guess they are. Single file start. That'll make the chances of a last lap.
That is not what Ben Poland wanted to see. He did not want a single file start, but that is the call from race control as the McGee Toyota Camry pace car exits as they approach the 603 Metalworks and Collision restart zone. The green flag is in the air. Guy Karen out in front. Ben Poland has just a couple laps to try to make a big pass. Oh, Poland is right on his heels. Karen able to stay out front.
Working off of turn 2, Poland drifts back about a half a car length, coming into the back bumper of Karen off of turn 4. 3 laps to go. They've solved the speed. Whoa, Poland sliding off the turn all the way around, and the caution is out. What a tough break. Ben Poland got into the wrong part of the speedy dry. We knew that would happen. Imagine what it would have been like if they were side by side at the time. Tough break for Poland. He's going to have 3 laps to come from the last spot in behind her leader. You've got one more up in the bank over there. Didn't even see that. The pole was here. So, boy, the tough luck for the guys in the 20. He got caught up in the back of all of that and slides up off the track. They blew an engine here when they came up the first time this year. They had a shot at a top 3 finish.
Everything exciting happens when you're running down the stairs, Dave. What happened?
Ben Poland spun, and our friend Tom Smithers took it up onto the bank where the old road going into the pits used to be. And fortunately, with the bank there, he didn't go off into the trees on the other side. I've worked here 35 years ago, and a number of guys went off that turn and over the road and into the woods. I think they just left the car there and brought the driver out in those days. So, tough break for Smithers. Hard to tell whether he was behind Poland and Karen, so the car just got in the wrong spot at the wrong time. There's still, you could see the drifts of Speedy Dry in the second and third groove going into turn 4 and coming off turn 4. So it's down to a 3-car race, 3 laps left. And Smithers is kind of straddling the bank over there. Still to come, feature number 2 for the 6-shooters. And the starting order will be inverted, so it'll be a little bit tougher for them when they come out. We'll cover that for you when they roll onto the track after we complete Victory Lane for this Outlaw event.
I'm unsure how they're going to do this, because the problem is the 60, who's up in turn number 2 right now, is still technically in 3rd place, because the 99 is a couple of laps down, Dave. He's numerous laps down.
But got back out on the track. So, yeah, we're going to be seeing a... and the question is, can if they can get Smithers off the bank, is he going to be okay?
I don't know.
Damage, or whether he's able to run. The trick right now is to get him up in the air enough so they can swing the car around. And I'd say there's a little steam rolling up there. Forget him coming back.
Oh, there's a lot of steam.
But
Lot of steam.
maybe
steam
more than steam at this
from
point.
Mr. Smithers. Oh, that is heartbreaking. Now, as mentioned, that team joining us for our first race ended up having a super rough night, and they've been spending months trying to get back out here. And for this race to end like that for Smithers, oh man, Thomas Smithers out of Rutland, Vermont. Who's
Well, now,
left out on the track?
It depends on how many laps down the 99 is.
I think the 99 left the track a couple of times.
So
And
if he's
I
more
believe
than,
he's more than
we
5
have 3
laps down.
left. If he's more than 3 laps down, technically I would think Smithers would still be third,
Right,
even
so
though
the-
he doesn't finish the race.
One of the problems is that the 99 doesn't have a transponder and is not being scored on the scoreboard. So he's being hand scored right now up in the tower. So they'll have to count how many laps he was off for and how many laps down he is to see to try and get an official finish here. There's a lot of steam coming out of that engine compartment, that's for sure. That's one thing. That's one thing I know. And maybe he can, maybe he can just get a ride with the tow truck for the last 3 laps.
You
Is
don't
that
know
is
if we
that
get
in
to
the
lap
the
tow
rule
truck.
package?
About where the 99 is where the 00 got up just a little high in the back end, just swapped places with him and turned him around in the corner to bring out the caution. Then Smithers was about the owner of the car left, went right up the bank, tore it all up. You can see where the lawn has been ripped apart and the fire suppressant materials have been blown on the grass.
So I just got word from the scorer that the 99 is 13 laps down.
So the next we have to check with scores who gets scored with third place.
That will
When
be
it's
the
all
big
over.
question.
Here we go. We're going green anyway.
Single file restart for who's left.
That was a flying restart. Guy Karen with 1 lap to go. Cutting this one a little short. Guy Karen, Ben Poland. And we'll call it a checkered flag. Karen Poland and question mark for third place. Technically, Smithers finishes just a few laps behind the leaders. The 99 was laps down. The fact he's on the track doesn't, I think, necessarily make him third. He's the third guy in the track, but 13 laps off the pace does not qualify for third place. So we'll have to get a ruling on that one once Kevin takes over on the mic. Ben just had the worst luck. He was in second anyway and wound up in second anyway, even after the mishap.
Here he comes, Dave. Your Brody Ledoux Outlaw winner for tonight, Guy Karen in the 8. We started off earlier this afternoon practice with, I believe we had 11 Outlaws in the pits tonight. I think we had 11 Outlaws earlier this afternoon, and we just have 2 here in Victory Lane here tonight at Claremont Motorsports Park. We'll talk to Guy Karen, we'll talk to Ben, and see what they have to say about a extremely interesting 25 laps, I guess we could say, that featured a little bit of everything here at Claremont tonight.
And Kevin, we did check with scoring. Smithers is technically third, in spite of the fact that his car got towed into the pits.
So Lexicus, the 99, technically third tonight. Or Smithers. Smithers? We'll get that
Correct.
clarified.
Smithers in the 60.
Taking off all the safety equipment and coming out, crawling out. Here he is, Guy Carey, ladies and gentlemen. Big wave to the crowd. Guy Karen, number 1 tonight in the Outlaws. Wow, you really drew this one up, huh?
Well, we've got a good car. Ben's got a strong piece too. Him and I really battle. The attrition rate in this class isn't good tonight. I mean, we're struggling for car count, so we're kind of hoping that gets straightened out so we get a division next year. I love racing against these guys. This is a fast hot rod, and I can't thank the guys enough. American Tire and Brake, Sunapee Street Auto Works. I'd like to wish Vanessa a happy birthday. All the guys on the car. Hopefully we can keep this program going because there are some good guys out here, and I think a few of them just had some bad luck tonight.
Yeah, we have some strong competition here in this Outlaw division here at Claremont. We'll see what happens over the next 2 weeks, but congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Guy Karen, racing here on Friday nights, modified action on Saturday nights over at Monadnock. We'll talk to Ben in just a second. We have third. Okay, we'll talk to third first. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going.
Where's your car, buddy?
Still in the pits.
Oh, okay. All right. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the adventure you had tonight.
I'm from a small town in New Hampshire called Gilmanton. 15 years old. I started racing at White Mountain Motorsports Park for the first beginning of my career, and now I've come race Outlaws here. It was quite a race. Ended up parked over there. Still ended up third somehow. I got to thank my sponsors. PDC Hydrofracturing, the Shuttle Connection, Smithers Automotive, and everyone in the pits. My dad, Danny and Kelly Walker, Chrissy, Mom, Jody, Anthony. I don't know if I already said him. Grandpa and Grammy, everyone up there. Sorry if I forgot him.
We saw you working hard earlier in the day. What a wild finish. We're glad that you grabbed third. We have Thomas Smithers here, third place here tonight at Claremont. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Before I talk to Mr. Poland, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Does he want to talk? He's getting pictures taken. A handshake between first and second place. What do you say, Ben? I mean that was something.
So last race we were tight before we broke, and tonight we're loose. So we didn't quite have enough for Mr. Karen again. We ended up losing the brakes there at the last restart. That's what the little round and round out of 2 was. But I'm glad we finished the race. It's a bummer that it was so rough. We really need these guys to keep their race cars on the racetrack so we can keep a division and race. Guy and I have a blast. And the more cars we can build and the more competitive it is, the more fun it is for everyone.
Who's this little guy right here?
That is my middle son, Easton.
Hi, Easton.
Hi, Easton. The big race car.
He does, a very fast race car. Who else you thinking tonight, my friend?
First and foremost, I got to thank my dad and my uncle. Those 2 guys, it's been the 3 of us for 20 some odd years now. It's a family event, and we have a lot of fun at it. So I got to thank them first. RSB Chassis, Rich up to RSB. Those guys do excellent work. I got to thank Jimmy Zulo over at Zulo Fab, and anybody I'm forgetting at the moment.
All right, it's okay. It's been a wild night. Are we going to do the 50-50 right now, or we're going to have a photo, or? $279.50 going out to the winner tonight. Expect me to read that?
I can't.
I can't either. All right, if you have a blue ticket number 1782363, 1782363, you want to find Nicole. She's got your winnings. Hey, we're going to be back with the 6 shooters. It's double featured night tonight here at Claremont for the 6 shooters.
All right, 6 shooters. The Avery Insurance six-shooters feature number 2 coming right up. They'll invert the order of the start from the finish of the first race. Another 20 laps. Mr. Shaw can come from the back to the front and pick up win number 2, or will it be the Millers? They're always good for at least one win a night or one win a weekend. All right, everybody getting cleared out. Climbing back up with the goodies. Hats off to Tom Smithers. Hung in there, had bad luck, and still got a podium finish. Hope to see him back here a few more times. They're going to put the pieces together in that car and get her ready to go. Next up, race number 2 for the Avery Insurance six-shooters. And we'll make that a change because apparently the modifieds are not going to be going last. They're going to be going next. So let's just change our rosters here. So sitting on the pole for tonight's Aztec Modifieds in the 46. That'll be Jeremy Zulo from Claremont, New Hampshire, the Springfield paving machine. On the outside in the 25 NH from Sunapee, New Hampshire, the Maurice Enterprises RHR Construction entry for Brian Roby. Starting in the 3rd position inside of row 2 in the 4 from Ascutney, Vermont. That's the 603 Metalworks and Collision entry. It's Joey Jarvis. Jarvis is flanked by the 03 from Granby, Massachusetts. He drives the Jeans Ford and Chevy Repair the Fireplace entry. That's Nate Wenzel, the 03, Nate Wenzel. Next on the grid will be the 29 NH. Drives all the way over from Newport. Aaron Fellows in the 29H. Make that Sunapee, the Maurice Enterprises machine for him. Hot laps. go. 17823 something. All right, we're set to go here. One more run down through the lineup. We got you down to fifth starter, Aaron Fellows in the 29, the 27. That'll be Mike Smith out of Sunapee, New Hampshire. Next on the grid in the 2, Tyler Leary from Hatfield, Massachusetts in the Triton Automotive entry. In the 5B, that's Bradley Lamott. Bradley comes out of Heartland from New Hampshire. And in the 33, Brian Morway. Brian Morway in the 33. Brian drives up from Charlestown, New Hampshire. This one is 30 laps. Yep, 30 laps, pace car, up pit road. Here they come. Zulo, Roby, bring them down into the restart zone. They got the green, we got the go. Roby takes them down into turn 1, off turn 2. They're side by side. Roby drops down in front of Zulo, leads him off turn 4. He'll lead lap 1. Roby, Zulo, Joey Jarvis rubbing tires with Nate Wenzel off of turn 2. Here comes Aaron Fellows up the inside. That's the place to be. Brian Roby, Jeremy Zulo, Joey Jarvis, Aaron Fellows, Nate Wenzel, your top 5. Mike Smith goes 6th. 7th is Leary. 8th is Lamont. And 9th is Moray. They've got them strung out now. Bumper tag off of turn 4. Roby hoping to lead all the way. Nate Wenzel gets inside the 4. Dives low underneath Jarvis, going for 4th place. Battle 4th, 5, and 6. Jarvis gets pushed high. Wenzel moves into 4th. Mike Smith follows him through. Meanwhile, up front, it's Roby, Zulo, Fellows, then Wenzel, Smith, Jarvis, Leary. Leary's got a ways to go if he wants to double up with victories 2 weekends in a row. He won last week at Monadnock in his other car. Aaron Fellows looking at the back bumper of Zulo, waiting for a spot to dive in there and take over second. Roby comfortably in first place. Aaron Fellows working the back bumper of Jeremy Zulo. Zulo's got a good hot rod. Can he hold him off? They both go high into 1 and off of 2. Aaron Fellows looking for a mistake by Zulo to get by and take over second spot. Little tap going into the corner does not upset the 46. They both swing off of 4. Fellows finds daylight in 2 and takes over the second spot. Going in, coming out, he's got to make a run for Roby now. Aaron Fellows in second. Zulo kicked back to 3rd. Wenzel 4th. The battle for 5th right now is Smith and Jarvis. Jarvis lost the spot, trying to get it back. Smith goes in hard. Jarvis right in below him. Still fighting for 5th place as they cross the stripe. Roby, Fellows, and Zulo now. Trouble on the 33. Caution is out. He bounces off the wall. Mowry has trouble with turn 4 and the front stretch wall. You can see the sparks as something's down on the inside of the car. He'll limp that up pit road. That'll bunch the field up. Probably just exactly what Tyler Leary wanted to have happen, because he'd like to get to the front here.
Some really good green flag laps there, David. Pretty impressive how Zulo was holding on to second as hard as he could, but Aaron Fellows was trying every which way to get past him and grab that second spot right behind Roby. Coming up through the field as well, Nate Wenzel being a little patient, had some opportunities maybe to make a move, didn't, but he finds himself in fourth right now. And we also have Joey Jarvis back there as well in competition. And as you mentioned, Tyler Leary, he's been holding off. Track control, taking a look at the entrance to turn number 1. Somebody picked up something, that's for sure.
Plenty of parts and pieces there off the Maury machine. Make sure they've got it all. What you don't want to have happen is to drive over something that cuts a tire down going into turn 1, because you got a choice, the wall or the sandbank. The guys back into safety, they've gotten that taken care of. Chris is back up on the flag stand. Right now, still unofficially, you've got Brian Roby on the point. Aaron Fellows has moved up to second spot. He'll be starting on the outside. Zulo has a chance to get his spot back. He'll be the inside of row 2. You'll have Wenzel outside of him. Then it's Mike Smith and Joey Jarvis, Tyler Leary, and Bradley Lamont. As they squared away going into turn 1 and 2. Aaron just trying to see how that surface is there as he goes in a little bit. McGee Toyota pace car up pit road. Modifieds hit the 603 Metalworks in collision. Restart zone, hit the green. Here we go. Wenzel drops out of fourth place and slides into third place. Going down the backstretch. He's got a shot to get in underneath the 29. Both of them come sliding off the corner. Fellows was a little wiggly. Got up there high, loses the spot, comes right back on the switch. Right back up the inside of turn 3. It's still Roby. Fellows back to second. Wenzel third. Zulo fourth. And Joey Jarvis running in fifth. Then it's Mike Smith, Leary, and Lamont. We hit the halfway mark. 16 go in the books now. Brian Roby and Aaron Fellows back ready to do battle. Fellows getting into 3, just a little bit better than the other cars, but loses it coming off of 4. Gains ground in 2. Wenzel starting to fall back a little bit. Zulo and Jarvis might have a shot at him. Joey Jarvis looking for an opportunity to get by Zulo and move into fourth place. Still trying to set him up. Aaron Fellows has got a 2-car deficit behind the 25 of Brian Roby. Roby working hard now. Had a little hesitation coming off of turn 2 that time. Got the car set. 20 laps in the books. Roby cut his teeth here at Claremont. Won a championship. Both Roby and Fellows using all the racetrack they need. No cutting corners. The more perfect circle you make, the faster you can go. Fellows is beginning to chip away. Got it down to a single car length, maybe a half a car length now. Fellows going to dog Roby all the way here, trying to get right up on the bumper. He's close. Wenzel, Zulo, and Jarvis third, fourth, and fifth, and they're out of the picture. Fellows falls off the pace again. 5 laps to go. 5 left in this one. Brian Roby looking for the win. Aaron Fellows trying to find a way to sneak up on him. It'll be Roby, Fellows, Wenzel, and Zulo. Wenzel and Zulo could settle third place here.
Roby and Fellows, 1 and 2. Wenzel in third. 2 laps to go. Chris Horton has the flags raised up in the air. Roby a good distance and out in front of Fellows. Wenzel pretty far back. He's trying to hold off Zulo. Zulo, then Joey Jarvis. White flag as Brian Roby takes his final lap around. He comes down the back stretch. And out of turn number 4, Brian Roby. A winner here tonight in the Ace Tech Modifieds at Claremont Motorsports Park. It's Aaron Fellows in second place. It's Nate Wenzel in third. Zulo in fourth. Joey Jarvis coming in 5th place. 30 laps are in the books. And Dave Sutherland is on his way down to talk to tonight's top 3 drivers in the Ace Tech Modifieds here at Claremont Motorsports Park. We've got one more race to go after we talk to the top 3 here tonight. We have the 6-shooter race coming up in just a bit. As Mr. Roby takes his victory lap around Claremont. Another win for Roby. And we pass it along down to Dave Sutherland down in Victory Lane with our drivers.
Brian Roby brings the Maurice Enterprises machine into Victory Lane after a victory lap. Not a regular competitor for the Nestor Series this year. Using some other races in the meantime. But showed the way today right off the front row. Aaron Fellows gave him everything that he had in that New Hampshire Lottery sponsored machine, but not quite enough. Nate Wenzel, strong running second-year driver for Modifieds against a couple of veterans. Give Brian a chance to get equipment off, window down, picture with Miss M. By the way, you can always go to her website on SmugBug and order pictures if you need them. All right, let's bring him out in a minute. Here he comes, Brian Roby, your winner tonight. Hey, Brian, we don't get to do this very often. Congratulations, nice run up front.
Thank you very much. It's yeah, we haven't gotten to race a whole lot this year, unfortunately. I think this is my 11th show, and normally we'd be on race 30 by now. So, no, we unfortunately had that bad week 1, which put us in the handicap. Knew we'd be somewhere near the front. I wasn't sure, starting on the outside there, and a lot of speedy dry. Weren't really sure how it was going to stick, but it was a little slippery there for the first few laps. Got through it, got to the front, tried to pace it. I really thought Aaron was going to get me there. He was clicking off some wicked laps there in the middle of the race, so I was waiting for that challenge, and he got right to me, but then it leveled back out. So fortunate enough to stay in front and walk away with this one.
And what's next?
Next for us, I believe, is going to be next Saturday at Riverside up with MRS.
All right, good run. Your winner tonight, here he is, Brian Roby. Aaron, where are you? Come on over. So you and Brian had a quick conversation during the picture session there. What were you telling him about?
No, he's a professional modified driver, so I figured at least could do the common courtesy thing to start in the back to let some of us rookies run up front, but he'll gloat on that for a week, starting on the front row and winning a race and beating me. So we'll give it to him. We'll give him this week, and next week I'll rip his car up for him. But.
Well, you snuck in there a couple of times, and you know this track so well from your other divisions, so does that give you a leg up?
No, Brian's not going to let me go by. I would have had to move him out of the way, and I knew once I got to him, I was just going to try to wait for a caution and then try to destroy him then so I could win, but I never got that chance. So thank all my guys, sponsors, the Valley Building Supply, New Hampshire Lottery, Victor Branch, my kids, wife, everybody that contributes, Norm, Ben, thank you, and fans that stayed. Appreciate it, and hopefully we'll have a few more of these weeks to come.
We'll go see you next week, tomorrow night?
No, work comes first, so play comes second, so we're working tomorrow and we won't be at Monadnock.
Well, that's too bad, but here's one young man that probably will be. Let's bring Nate Wenzel over. Nate, for a while you had more fun, I guess, probably racing with Joey Jarvis for a while.
Yeah, it was definitely a good battle. We were pretty good in the beginning, just faded a little bit, and then the caution came out, and then we faded more and finished third. I mean, it's hard to complain about, but I got to thank my mom, dad, Lindsay, Justin, Amherst Trucking, Valley Recycling, Virgilia Property Management, 1812, LF Hoodie Motorsports, Ted, Tim, everyone that helps me out.
Okay, so we'll do this again tomorrow night.
We'll see.
We'll see. That's it. Your top three on the podium tonight here in our Nestor Modified event.
Okay, 20 more laps to go tonight. Avery Insurance six-shooters. It's been a while since their feature race earlier tonight, and we had a couple of drivers, we had a couple of teams that had to make some repairs. They've had the time that they were looking for to make those repairs, and we'll see if they're going to be able to come back out. In just a couple of moments, Miss M getting her photos done with our top three tonight in the Ace-Tech Modifieds. Ace-Tech Modifieds will be back very, very soon. 2 weeks from tonight. On Friday, August 25th, Ace-Tech Modifieds Star Tour will be here. If you like seeing those older race cars, the coupes I love the coupes so much. You'll see them coming up a little bit later on August 25th. And then on Labor Day weekend, if you're making those Labor Day weekend plans, okay, here they come, Avery Insurance six-shooters. Leading them out this time in the 40. That's Ethan Moyette out of Newport, New Hampshire. And right behind Ethan will be the 79. Came in second in the earlier feature, the Space Cowboy, Steve Miller Jr. Right behind Steve, we have the 12S Chooch Snide out of Brownsville, Vermont, joining us tonight in this 6-shooter feature. And then it's Trevor Young in the 37. Behind Trevor Young in the 37, the 68 of Steve Miller. Steve Miller, the Space Cowboy. I take that back. So it's Steve Miller who actually came in second in our earlier feature, not Steve Miller Jr. Yeah, I get them mixed up just like everybody else. So right behind the number 68 of Steve Miller, the winner of our earlier feature, Robert Shaw out of Perkinsville, Vermont. Will he be able to make it 2 in a row here at Claremont Motorsports Park tonight? The lights are out in the McGee Toyota Camry. Six shooters battling for 20 laps to cap it off here tonight at Claremont. We'll see how Ethan Moyet does with the green flag in the air in just a moment. The 603 Collision Metalworks start zone. The flag is in the air. Ethan Moyet. Oh, look out. Here comes the Gangster of Love. The 79, Steve Miller Jr. out in front with Trevor Young right behind. Steve Miller Jr. Oh, wow, and we have a couple of cars going a little wild there into turn number 2. The 07, he said he was serious in victory lane earlier. Robert Shaw now up to 3rd place. In our earlier feature, Steve Miller Jr. had some problems. He was in the back of the field, had a really hard time getting to the front. And Robert Shaw ended up taking the victory. Gangster of Love out in front. And then Trevor Young in that white 37. He won't let that gangster get out of his sights. And then coming up right from behind, Robert Shaw. To the inside, Trevor Young. Oh, now they're racing door to door. Trevor Young getting that lap. And he is able to make the pass on Steve Miller Jr. Trevor Young. Here he goes, leading that lap. Steve Miller Jr. right behind. And then Robert Shaw. He's gaining on Steve Miller Jr. Robert Shaw, winner of our earlier race this evening. It's double feature night here at Claremont for the Avery Insurance 6-shooters. Trevor Young remains out in front. Shaw trying to find a little bit of extra speed to pass the Gangster of Love. Not necessarily finding it in these past couple of laps, although he has made up some distance since the beginning of the race. Started last in the beginning of the race. Trevor Young still out in front. We're halfway through. Gangster of Love holding on in the 79. Taking a look at The Space Cowboy, Steve Miller Sr., he's trying his hardest to remain up in front. It's got 8 laps to try to make a move to get on the podium. Trevor Young looking for that big victory. He's been on the podium tonight. He's been on the podium earlier this season, but looking for that big win. Coming up on lap traffic now down the back stretch. Trevor Young into 3 and 4. Pretty clean for our first 3 6-shooters. Five laps remaining. We've gone all green flags so far. Trevor Young out in front. Steve Miller Jr. in second. Our earlier winner, Robert Shaw in third. Steve Miller Sr. in fourth.
Coming down to 2 to go. Young, Miller, Shaw, Miller. A little bit of whack lap traffic with Cheech in front. Not going to make much difference. Grabbing the passing flag for the bottom car. White flag for your leader. One more to go for Trevor Young. Steve Miller Jr., Robert Shaw. Shaw's not going to get a double pick this time, but he'll be on the podium again. Checkered flag coming up, and here's your winner, Trevor Young. Steve Miller Jr. takes second. Robert Shaw goes to the podium in third. Steve Miller Sr. goes fourth. Fifth belongs to the 40, and Cheech side is at the back of the pack. Good run for Trevor Young. Kevin will be down there trackside soon as ever the dust clears. Don't forget, we're back here on the 25th. Come join us. If you're heading out, drive carefully, please. We need to have you here every week, and we don't need you heavy in a pile of metal on the highway somewhere. Our thanks again to all the folks across the backstretch billboards who do so much to help support racing here at Claremont Motorsport Park. Without them and without your patronage of them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do here on Friday nights.
Hey Dave, this is a big one for Mr. Young. It's his first win in the 6-shooter division here at Claremont as he parks it in victory lane. A little bit of a for us. And we're going to talk to him in just a couple of moments as he gets out, gets the appropriate photos. We've got some young fans here. $20 laps, 20 green flag laps here for Trevor. He got third place earlier. Here he is in first place. Victory lane. Team's been working really, really hard. That's what Trevor was talking about earlier. There he is. He's got the checkered flag, and he is psyched. Trevor Young, come on over. Oh, man, you got out front early? And here you are, big win tonight.
Yeah, it's awesome. I can't believe it. I thought I'd have some company there, and I have no idea. These cars don't have mirrors, so you just never know. And just try to be smooth and hit your marks and make sure you don't get yourself in trouble. So we stayed out front. That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for giving us a clean race. We've been looking for a clean race tonight, and you delivered.
Yeah, well, I don't know where anybody was to even pressure me, or if they could have got to the bumper. I have no idea. So it's awesome. This was great. Again, I got to thank Chris Judd, Judd's Automotive, Scotty Cool Ranch, McDonald. My wife and kids are here tonight. Super special for me. So.
Oh, I bet. Savor this, man.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you bet. Trevor Young, he's in first place here tonight. Avery Insurance, 6 shooters. Oh, he's got a big grin on his face. Look at this guy. We'll talk to Gangsta. How are you, man? How you doing?
Not bad. You know, I just messed up in 1 and 2, and Trevor capitalized on it, but that's the way it goes. I got to give a big thank you to all the fans that stayed out to watch us. I love having a freaking crowded house here, but you know, it was fun. It's always fun. It's good to run with clean people like Trevor here, and I got to thank Smoking Hogs. He's out in the stands right now. Jesus Christ, I'm forgetting.
It's okay. Think about it.
Fired Up Pizza, Judd's Automotive. That'll do for now.
All right, that'll do for now. Steve Miller Jr. comes in second place tonight in our double features. And it was 2 podium finishes tonight for Mr. Shaw. Third place for our second one. Hey, man, how we doing? It was all green flags, so I know you were out there trying the hardest you could.
The biggest problem that I have is when we race after the modifieds. They got some alien rubber that these street tires do not like. And it's slippery. It is what it is. I got my right front a little too warm and ran out of go juice.
All right. These things happen. So what's next for your race team? What's the next big one for you?
My race team consists of me and my wife, who pays for all this. And we're going to go home.
Yeah, see, I have her listed right here. The old lady is your sponsor.
Yeah, sponsored by the old lady. I know she's up there. She can hear me, too. Sponsored by the old lady.
All right. Robert Shaw, third place here tonight at Claremont. We're going to see you 2 Fridays from now for some more racing fun at Claremont Motorsports Park. We'll see you soon.